To borrow from the words of Kwame Nkrumah, Africa's independence is meaningless unless it's linked to the total liberation of the entire African continent. And you know, the fact is, from Uganda to Kenya to Ethiopia to Ghana, people are entrapped in an endless cycle of hopelessness. And that hopelessness is rooted in a mindset of lack, or inability to communicate effectively, or no desire to think critically. And if we're being honest, this is a problem that's across the world. People have a sense of hopelessness. And that's why in 2010 I created Team Shift, which has evolved into a concept that we now know as the Shift approach. And so the Shift approach is simple. It's a way of life. It's a framework of thinking how to be, especially now in the digital age. And here are our pillars, which serve as guideposts for the Shift theory of change. There's the S, which means save your money. We teach the importance of understanding just how a local economy grows. We introduce our enterprises, as we call them, to the ways of financial projections to help tell the story of their business expansion plans and the projects they have in mind. The H is help your family. This pillar is rooted in servant leadership. The world needs more selfless leaders who understand that earning a living can be a very simple process. Earning money comes when you learn how to serve many people. The I is imagine your goals. This pillar is rooted in goal setting. Shift enterprises are guided through a process of creating a 90-day strategic plan for launching new products or entering into new markets. And we also encourage everyone to walk away with a 5-year plan for their life and a 5-year plan for their business. The F is follow directions. This pillar is all about developing what I call the champion mindset, because it's perseverance that will allow these ambitious and enterprising minds that we work with to stay the course once they've set their path using SMART goals. And the T is thinking accurately, because we have to rise above narrow-minded petty thinking, or stinking thinking as I call it. The Shift approach helps our participants to understand how propaganda can be used to hamper their ability to see themselves as a victor rather than a victim. In the context of everyday living, Shift's usage of education and technology emphasizes the importance of entrepreneurship and job creation. And this is something that resonates deeply with Uganda's National Development Plan, which focuses on empowering the youth. Shift Enterprise Academy's initiatives are strategically designed to complement and support Uganda's broader development goals that are clearly outlined in the development plan that I just mentioned, but also in the parish development model. So here's the deal. We host 4 virtual cohorts every year. We host 2 in-person boot camps per year. And we're developing a venture studio model that will allow us to incubate our most promising enterprises, with what we also look forward to what's possible by 2030. This is the Shift approach. Our learning management system addresses the idea that there's a lack of access to quality education, and that's a key cog in the advancement of modern populations. On the continent of Africa, this means that you may simply have no access to education if your family cannot afford school fees. Further, as an entrepreneur, it means when you finish your formal education, there may be very limited opportunities for continuing education or executive education. With this in mind, all over the continent of Africa, there are infrastructure projects happening to improve telecommunications. Many of these projects will be looked upon as game changers when this chapter of history is complete. And at Shift Enterprise Academy, we understand that this last frontier for the digital economy will open massive opportunities for forward-thinking entrepreneurs ready to engage and excel at a high level. With this in mind, the core product of the Shift theory of change is a multifaceted digital learning management system. And again, it's designed to offer elite learning opportunities 24 hours a day 7 days a week for enterprising minds, both young and old, across the globe. This is the Shift approach. Furthermore, in Uganda, where our East African headquarters is located, Shift's investment in a digital learning management system aligns with the national push, for digital transformation and technological advancement. Our learning management system will be an open access education technology tool, not only equipping individuals with relevant skills, but also contributing to the country's overall technological infrastructure. Shift Ventures. So the Shift Venture Studio model aims to boost foreign direct investment into the East African community, beginning in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, especially in the agribusiness supply chain. In 2023, we launched Shift Ventures as an incubation program for promising early stage businesses. We called our first 9 enterprises of the program the Hyenas, due to the nature of Shift growing and learning and building right alongside those agencies that we serve. Now, in 2024, we're planning to onboard 12 additional early stage businesses in our Venture Studio model. Cohort 2, the Merchants, focuses on agribusiness supply chain impact. The numbers tell us startup studios achieve acquisitions and IPOs faster than non-startup studio startups. And this is based on a recent study of 182 acquisitions and 22 IPOs. Further, as we dive into the numbers about startup studios, acquisitions occur within 5 years at a 33% faster rate, while IPOs normally take about 7.5 years. So those ventures that are incubated in Venture Studios serve a better chance of not only going to IPO, but also being acquired and having some sort of exit event. These Venture Studios provide training, resources, mentorship, and funding that allows startups to streamline their process and drive revenue. These allow for both speedy and scalability and are the bread and butter of the business model that we believe will help us also emphasize research and development into aligning with agriculture, especially when it relates to robotics and Uganda's agricultural growth. Further, we believe that with the Shift Venture Studio diving deeper into the agribusiness supply chain, that Uganda will become known as the breadbasket of Africa within a generation. Okay. To talk briefly about who we target, who is Shift Enterprise Academy for? Shift Enterprise Academy targets our market growth and expansion based on SME executives that are working in emerging markets. We work with forward-thinking entrepreneurs, teaching them how to use technology to enhance their business operations and expand their customer base. We work with rural entrepreneurs, teams who are operating in underdeveloped areas and face unique challenges in accessing resources. Moreover, we work with female entrepreneurs, women who are seeking assistance and tools to establish or expand their business operations. And finally, we focus on SME executives. And these are executives seeking network opportunities, investment deals, and the opportunity to think like an entrepreneur. All right. And now we're introducing our newest product, which is something I'm very excited about, the Shift Forward Centers. These Shift Forward Centers are mixed-use developments featuring residential, retail, office, and educational land uses. These sites are set to be a breeding ground for developing a stronger supply chain in East Africa, beginning in Uganda. Each Forward Center is designed to encompass 20 acres and includes 160 residential units, 45,000 square feet of retail space, and cutting-edge educational facilities. And these educational facilities are at the heart of the Shift Forward Centers, as we're committed to designing for economic mobility and entrepreneurship through education. The facilities boast 45 classrooms equipped with traditional learning, flexible learning zones, specialized labs, multimedia rooms, simulation environments, collaborative spaces, innovative studios, performance venues, and outdoor classrooms. We look forward to being able to develop a site plan that's going to not only elevate this area, but also help with supply chain. There's thousands of acres of tea planted out here. The president and other policymakers have insisted that Uganda should do more value addition. So what we want to do here on this site is develop it into a world-class facility for education and training, but also have residential places, office, and retail. So stay tuned for more. We are just getting started. Furthermore, the project is deeply entrenched in research and development, particularly in the field of robotics for industrialization and agriculture, aligning with Uganda's National Development Plan and, of course, the Paris Development Model. This project is expected to cost just over $12 million, with an estimated value of $32 million upon completion. With this in mind, Shift Enterprise Academy is raising $4 million in equity to fuel this development, offering investors an opportunity to participate in a high-impact initiative with exceptional returns. The Shift Forward Centers embody the spirit of African liberation and empowerment, serving as a conduit for socioeconomic advancement and technological innovation in Uganda and beyond. Shift expects to close on our selected site in the third quarter of 2024, and then we're looking forward to commencing on the work beginning in the fourth quarter of 2024. Phase 1 of construction is slated to be completed within 12 months of the initial closing date, with retail and condo sales anticipated to begin midway through Phase 1. As Africa charts a course toward progress and self-reliance, these Shift Forward Centers stand as a beacon of hope and opportunity. They embody the spirit of Pan-Africanism and collective prosperity. Through strategic partnerships, innovative programming, and commitment to excellence, Shift Enterprise Academy is poised to unlock the full potential of ambitious minds in East Africa, beginning with Uganda. Our aim is to usher in a new era of growth and prosperity for generations to come. Thank you.